Hi guys, welcome back to HSC Standard Math Hack videos. In today's video, I'll be going through one of the new topics for this exam, which is critical path. And within that, it's about maximum flow, minimum cut. This question obviously appeared since 2019 exam because this was a change to the syllabus. So there are two questions that have appeared in the past. But before going into this question, if you go to section 19.3 on Study Ninja, this is where I've given a very detailed explanation on what are the basic skills you need to know, how to determine what is the flow, what is the maximum capacity, with worked out examples. And then I've take you through the maximum flow, minimum cut. And before taking you through, I explain you what is the problem that this thing is trying to solve. Because most of the time, examiner will put you in a situation, it would give you a scenario, and then you have to solve that scenario. But at the crux of it, what really is the skill that you need to know is how to assign, how to determine what is the flow that is in each of the cut that's going through. Once you can determine that, then solving the question in itself is not that hard. And that's what I teach over here and explain the process with maximum flow, minimum cut theorem. Then coming back to the questions. So as I said, there were two questions that appeared. 2019 question 40. This question is giving you the plan for a museum which has 5 rooms, and it's showing you the flow, how many people can flow between different parts, and then asking you what is the capacity of the cut. And this is relatively easier because it's simply adding up the numbers which are going from entry to exit. So it would be 70 plus 90 plus 130. You will ignore this 40 because it's going from exit to entry. So this is easy. The harder and challenging part is this one, which is it's saying that the manager is planning 250 visitors to pass through the exhibition each hour. And you have to use maximum minimum cut and maximum flow theorem to determine that this plan does not provide this sufficient flow. This question could have been asked that determine the maximum flow and minimum cut. So you would have to make that cut yourself. But because the skill at the end is this one, you need to know how to determine this. I'm not going to actually solve this question for you because that will take a bit of time, and it's covered in this video. So I would recommend if you go through this. The key skill you need to learn is how to iteratively go through back and forth to figure out how much flow can go from each of these paths. So once you can master the skill, then determining the cut is very easy because cut is basically through those paths that are have been exhausted, like this AT is exhausted, AB, this one is exhausted, and so on. So in this case, we could only fit 230 people, and the manager wanted 240, which was not possible. So my advice, you need to master the skill of determining how much flow is possible in each of the paths. Then the question can be like this, which came over here, or it can even be this kind of question, 2020 question 30, where you're given a cut and then asked, is that a minimum cut or no? And the basic skill behind that again remains that if you know how to determine what is the flow that goes through each of these paths, then you can tell whether it's a minimum cut or not. So either way, you have to draw the cut yourself to determine that. And this again can only be determined once you know how the flow works. Only then you can determine what is the maximum flow of the network. So for this question, I've got video over here, which I'm pretty much working through the flow first and then solving this question. Once this part is solved, then this part is just a subsidiary of that part. So my advice here would be please master the flows. It does sound hard, but as long as this skill and this bit is mastered, you should be okay with this kind of question because it's only a few ways these questions can be asked. If you like this video, please leave a comment and let me know any other videos that you would like me to make. And please also check out the mock exams. Pretty much in each of these mock exams, we have one question talking about network critical path and maximum flow minimum cut as well. And finally, please join our HSC Standard Maths 2021 group on Facebook.